Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together, and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
Give a type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever, but like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again. Yeah. So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Basak. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and When the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the great mothers, even though it should be Mother's Day on a daily basis. We know the sacrifices you make, and it is definitely appreciated. Enjoy today. But guys, in Bitcoin and crypto right now, the market is flat. And don't forget, CME opens tonight. We know it's going to move the market. And once yield rates get to moving in the morning, we know it's going to move the market again. So make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which were up on Friday. We have the dollar up on Friday. Now, this week is the 3rd Friday, so we know we're going to have options in the stock market. So it's going to be a roller coaster ride for stocks. If you're a part of the stock Patreon account, make sure that you're paying attention to that calendar. And then we have volume and crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And then we have the Fed. Ripple at $486 billion on Friday. And the Fed gets all the economic data this week that's going to let them know whether they can cut rates or whether they need to raise rates or whether they're just going to stay put. But we have PPI inflation on Tuesday, CPI inflation on Wednesday, plus retail sales on Wednesday. We have the New York Fed Manufacturing Index on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we have jobless claims, housing. So it's definitely going to be a roller coaster ride in stocks. And if there's a roller coaster ride in stocks, it's definitely going to bleed over into crypto. And the next Fed meeting is 30 days away. And we're getting all this data this week, and most likely it's going to be negative. But we know the mainstream media is going to push the narrative. Only thing we have to do is sit back, get your popcorn, let it play out, and then we go off of that narrative to let us know what moves to make. But with all this inflation, we know the Fed cannot lower rates. We're definitely going to get rate cuts going towards the end of the year because we know the economy just can't take it. Not just in the United States, but the global economy. And remember, the central banks are moving in lockstep, the major ones anyway. So stocks and cryptos are just going to slowly bleed down. It doesn't mean we're not going to have the pumps in between, but we're definitely going to keep pulling back. And if you're investing in crypto, that's the reason why it's so important to watch these partnerships and to watch these listings, because they're going to get the temporary pumps. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We had BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale all down. And we see the big banks revealing that they were invested in these spot Bitcoin ETFs. Remember, guys, this is a plan. They're building out the ecosystem, and this plan is global. It's just not for the United States. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then getting over into a little crypto news. Of course, guys, we have the SEC raging war on crypto. Why is that? Because we have to be the scapegoat in order to take down these small and medium-sized banks. Remember, crypto was supposed to replace these big banks, too big to fail. But as we can see, these big banks just got bigger, and they've been funding crypto from the beginning, the big banks and big corporations. The only thing we have to do is follow the money. In my Patreon, I have the NWO crypto list, and anybody that's been in my Patreon know everything has been panning out. I'm going to be doing a new list for June, probably the end of June. And then another one the start of next year, probably in January. But we're slowly seeing this technology being integrated into the legacy market. But all these SEC cases, guys, are nothing but distractions in order to bring in the fourth industrial revolution. And we know when it comes to the fourth industrial revolution, it's going to rise in the emerging markets, and the United States is going to follow. And that's the reason why they're pushing the stablecoin bill. Remember, stablecoins are still going to give the United States dollar that power. Even though it's going to lose the world reserve currency status, it's not going anywhere. Well, it's going to be on a level playing field. But in order to get there, guys, we got to have that crisis. And that's why we hear the drums are beating. And they're going to get louder going towards this election. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.